This is Katherine's dyslexia story. I am now 73 years old, and as the child of an Army officer, my schooling was in subpar military schools until I reached junior high when I went to public school. Although for half a year in fourth grade, I was in public school, and they finally found out that I couldn't read. They gave me some intensive counseling, and I was able to begin to read. However, it remained extremely difficult. I became afraid of libraries because they seemed so overwhelming. I never read a thing through high school, but listened carefully and took copious notes. I graduated with a B+ average. In college, I chose to major in fine arts because I'm very good at it, and it didn't require a lot of reading. I went on to get a master's degree and taught for a few years before pursuing a master's degree in architecture, where again, I didn't really need to read very much. I struggled mightily to learn structural engineering, but at 30 years old, I was desperate to make a change and made it happen even through the tears. It wasn't until I was an adult that I started hearing about dyslexia and understanding that oftentimes dyslexics are very artistic, and it all started to make sense. I was constantly flipping my P's, Q's, B's, and G's and could never spell correctly. I was humiliated during spelling bees as a child to the point where teachers stopped doing the bees because I couldn't pass them. I was made to feel stupid in high school, and yet I knew that I wasn't. But I found ways to cope. I am happy in my life now, but if I could go tell my younger self something, I would tell them, get diagnosed and get some freaking help, and don't let other people make you feel stupid. Katherine, thank you so much for sharing your story. I appreciate hearing all of the parts of it, and I want to acknowledge how hard it must have been to experience all of those things as a child, to be shamed and humiliated, and to not have answers why. And I love what you would tell your younger self, to get tested, to figure it out and get the support. Like, that makes a huge difference. So if anyone else is listening and you're dyslexic and you potentially want me to share your story, you can go to the link in my bio, click on share your story, and you could put it in there and I will potentially share it. But Katherine, thank you for sharing.